You also plan to make important investments to address the roadway safety crisis, including the critical funding that would accelerate the development, and this is an area I've written to you about, of the use of female dummies in crash testing. This will start to fight the gender inequity among vehicle safety and crash victims.
So that's a Democrats member of Congress, Rosa DeLauro, pointing out that the way to solve the gender crisis in road crashes is with female road test dummies. Yes, gentlemen.
Yeah, but hang on, I got a question. How does a compassionate and caring Democrat design a typically female crash test dummy? I mean, I don't know, guys, where do you start? Willie or no Willie? What's the go?
Easy. All I have to do is ask U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona the question.
Can you please tell me, or can you please define for me, what is a woman?
Our focus at the department is to provide equal access to students, including students who are LGBTQ, access free from discrimination.
Is that so? What's the definition of a woman? You haven't given me that. You haven't answered my question.
I think that's almost secondary to the important role that I have as Secretary of Education.
There we go, Rita and James. I mean, these lefties, they cannot answer the question, and yet they want a female
And you know,
I'll
tell you what, that guy, Miguel Cardona, he is in charge of educating students. And, you know, on the U.S. report, which comes on every Friday night at 8 p.m.
Great show. Straight after the Rita Panic.
We covered off
TV on
and
Friday
showed
night.
more of that guy. He went 3 times. The congressman went 3 times trying to get him to admit what a woman was. He couldn't do it. This is a guy in charge of educating American children. No wonder the schools are failing.
Well, don't point to America. That happens right here in Australia. In fact, at least in America, there's a counter to it here. Both the Liberals and Labor, I mean, with a few exceptions, like Senator Alex Antic, who asked Dr. Brenda Murphy, what is a woman? And this is a health chief who couldn't answer the question. In fact, it took him, I think, 3 months and 80 words.
No, the best bit was Alex Antic, the brilliant Alex Antic, South Australian senator, absolute genius one of the great Australian politicians. When he asked the question, Rita, of the man responsible for all our health, what is a woman? The guy got sweaty palms. He was like, I don't, looking around. Who can I, you know, I mean, unbelievable.
I'll take that on notice. Yeah.
And he did. He responded with about 80 words.
But the same question, disgracefully, to many of our top female public servants, James, and they were equally unable to answer what they are. Other than public
this is
servants.
the thing. I mean, Catherine Deeves touched on it before about women needing to stand up. The truth is, if you actually look at the polling, the excesses of the trans movement are most supported by women, far more than men. In fact, it's a minority position.
Because they're being nice.